Hi, Tracy here with another scrapbooking process video. This time I'm using mostly my stash, but I did put the Scraptastic Kit Club logo up on the screen here because the background paper that I'm using is an exclusive paper from the Just A Girl kit, which was the January kit. And because it is sort of front and center and really the inspiration for starting this whole layout, I thought it was proper to put the logo up there because it was designed by the talented Caitlin Schaefer. Wanted to give her credit for the background paper. So there's Lila just supervising and making sure I'm doing a good job of cutting down these photos. Now, these three photos are not pictures of my family or people who I even know, but they are the pictures of the son of a friend of mine. And it was one of those moments, I think only a scrapbooker could relate to this. She was kind of texting me and telling me, it's Chelle. She's also a scrapbooker. Some of you might know her. She was texting me and I had seen this paper and thought, oh, I'll scrapbook. It was this Together is the place to be. I thought, well, I'll scrapbook date night with Scott or whatever. And then she was texting me about her son going all the way from Australia to the United States to visit his girlfriend who he had been dating long distance for a long time. And he was finally getting to meet her for the first time. It was just so exciting. And I thought that the paper was the perfect paper to scrapbook that. But Chelle is probably not going to get a chance to scrapbook anytime soon. She's super, super busy these days. So when she saw the paper, she said, that would be the perfect paper to scrapbook Stuart's visit. And so I just decided that I would scrapbook it for her. So when you're scrapbooking for someone else, I'm just using my layout ingredients form there to keep track of my supplies. And I'm going to change my mind about this layout a couple of times. And I'm just writing down the sizes of the photos. I printed them up at 4 by 2.5, and that's the perfect size for printing up a screen capture. Pardon me. That's my other cat, Nixie. I just had to scooch her away a little bit so that she doesn't lay on the middle of my project like Lila was trying to do. So now I'm thinking I'm going to mat these photos in this star paper. I just thought that the star paper is really dynamic and it has a lot of energy to it, just the way that the stars are shaped and clustered together like that. And this paper is also from the Just A Girl kit, and it is by Studio Calico, and it came in the kit. That's the Just A Girl kit. And so I'm thinking about perhaps taking advantage of the shape that this paper was already cut to. And that's just a leftover from another layout that I had done, but it's not really working for me. And I'm so there's a couple things going through my mind as I'm getting started on this layout. One is that I feel a lot more pressure when I'm scrapbooking for someone else than I do when I'm scrapbooking for myself. So I'm kind of thinking, oh God, I don't want to mess this up. And I'm sort of just mindful of just wanting it to look nice. And that is not the best thing to be thinking about when you're scrapbooking, because it takes away from the fun of it. So I'm trying to just put that thought out of my mind and just scrapbook it the way that I would. And in order to do that, I told myself, if it comes out really sucky, I'll just not give it to her. I'll just do it over again. These pictures are digital. I can easily print them up and do it all over again and give her a different version of this layout. So once I kind of conceptualized it that way, it became a lot easier for me to do what I wanted to do. But it's going to take me a while to fully jump in on this layout. And that's often the case. I will occasionally scrapbook a photo for someone else. And I always find it it takes me a while to get into it, but once I get into it, you will see. So I'm thinking that you'll notice, because I certainly noticed it felt 100% better. There was a turning point. And so right now I'm just looking at some of the embellishments that come in the Just A Girl kit. Part of the problem is that I've already scrapbooked a couple of layouts, or more than a couple. I think I scrapbooked 4 pages with this kit already. And I feel like all of my favorite pieces are gone from the kit, and I'm just feeling like I can't figure out what I want to use on this layout. So I drew from this is a little tray of embellishments and stuff that have been left over probably maybe a 2-year period. I've been collecting those just in that tray of just things that could go on a layout if I was kind of messing around, playing with different ideas. Like I made some bows and just stuck them up there. Just stuff I don't want to get lost in the rest of my stash. And so I pulled out some of my favorite pieces and I thought, I really like all these things, so maybe I'll put them all together. And I thought maybe I could put like use that Heidi Swap word that says happy, and then the ampersand and love, and put happy and in love. And I could use some little letter stickers to spell out in love. I'm really loving these photos because they just capture the energy. So there I am kind of toying with happy and in love. I haven't put out the letters for in yet, but I'm going to abandon this before I get very far with it. And I thought maybe this could be like a pretty simple layout that just has some scattered embellishments around it. And I thought, no. I don't like that at all. It's just like, it's not something, it would be fine for my scrapbook, but it's not something I want to give somebody. Just like, it seems like I just threw it together. That would take me like half an hour to do. And I just thought like, that's not a very nice gift for somebody. So I decided to just stop that altogether, put all that stuff away. And when I was putting this stuff away, I noticed the I Am collection out on my desk. So this is where keeping stuff out on my desk is working for me, because I would have never thought of the I Am collection, especially not for a layout about like with a boy in it. And it's sort of mostly about the boy. Well, it's about the couple, but my friend's son is the son, not the girl. So anyhow, I pulled out the I Am collection, and it's really not all that feminine. I mean, yes, it has a lot of pink and feathers and flowers, and maybe and butterflies. But it's also has like nice, strong black accents. And I just thought that some of the embellishments and kind of the icons in the collection worked really, really well for the message that I'm going to kind of try to put forth with this layout. So I'm right now cutting out a strip that says here for a reason. And there's all kinds of I Ams all over this collection. So including this blue and black polka dot I am right there. And so I thought I could use one of the I ams, and it could be like, I am here for a reason. The themes I want to explore with this, and I'm going to explore them entirely visually, and I'm going to leave the journaling up to Chelle. So the theme I'm exploring with this and trying to say visually has to do with, traveling for love and being together, and that being the most important thing, and kind of the idea of going anywhere and to pursue love. It's a very romantic idea. So I wanted to kind of explore that with this layout. So I grabbed these chipboard frames that are also from the I Am collection, and the I Am collection is from Simple Stories. It's about a year old now. And so it's from the spring or winter of 2015. And it's probably my all-time favorite collection ever made. And so I'm so pleased to be working with it again today. So I decided I'm going to put clusters of embellishments on the left and on the right of the 3 photos, and they will be anchored with these 2 frames, one on each side. I have less side over on the left, so I chose 2 smaller frames than the frames that I have on the right, and that will give me a chance to just put more embellishments on one side than the other. And here are some of the embellishments. So I've got 2 of lots of the things in this kit, in this collection, because a lot of the I Am collection came in one of the Scraptastic kits that I got last year. And so this actually has more Scraptastic stuff on it than you would think, because a lot of the die cuts and chipboard pieces that I'm using would have come in one of the older kits as well. But I also bought a whole lot of it myself because I loved it so much. So I'm just playing around and pulling out some travel themed embellishments. So I've got the globe, and then the butterfly kind of has to do with spreading your wings and flying off on your own. I think this was his first time traveling this far away from home without his family. He's a young man. And yeah, so I just kind of wanted to, and then the key over there I thought is kind of like the key to my heart, but the way that I want to put it, the bow is upside down. So I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to use it. That's a chipboard key. And so this sorry, this subtitle that I have, this "I am here for a reason," I'm thinking about making that be sort of mirroring the main title, which is "Together is the best place to be," which I'm leaving mostly as it is, as a way to just kind of emphasize how pretty the paper is and the beautiful design of the title itself. And I think that if I were to put too much embellishing around the title, it would take away from the nice, crisp, clean design that Caitlin created for that title, for that paper. So I've got "On a Journey," which is on a banner there. And, oh, that didn't actually make it onto the layout. But for now, it's on there. I must have lost that piece. The phrase "On a Journey" did make it onto the layout, though. So I'm just taking a picture at this point because I'm sort of liking how it's all coming together. Although I take the picture and then I don't end up referring to it, you'll see that it ends up looking quite a bit different than this. And now I'm going to take all of the pieces off so that I can do some outlining and also just kind of start gluing things down. So I'm using my Sharpie because these are shiny-ish stickers, and I don't want my regular marker to smudge or to have to dry. So just a black Sharpie or any marker that's designed for a slick surface. The American Crafts makes some slick writer markers, and I also really like the Stettler Lumocolor pens as well, although my black one has dried up, so that's why I'm not using it right now. Now, I really want to emphasize the long, thin elements of this layout. So the photos are tall and thin. There are lots of long lines in that title that Caitlin designed on that paper. And I just want to emphasize it. So instead of having that strip be as chunky looking, I made it thinner by cutting a little bit off of the top and a little bit off of the bottom. It just makes it fit because this subtitle is, I'm trying to design it so that it mirrors some of what's happening above it in the main title. So I'm outlining. This is a cute little die cut. It looks like a ticket and it has a little star cut out of it, but the star cutout was kind of disappearing and the whole embellishment was disappearing behind because it was too similar in color to the paper that it was on. So I'm outlining this On a Journey die cut, even though it's not going to make it onto the layout. I think I just lost it amongst all of the extra pieces. My work surface is a little bit more cluttered than normal for this layout just because there are so many pieces to this kit that I have, or this collection, I guess, that I was kind of rifling through and not putting things back as I went. So I'm outlining all of these banners just to give them a little bit more emphasis and to bring more black into the embellishments. And I put the subtitle aside, and now I've decided to put brads right here and here, and I haven't decided if I'm going to leave that wood veneer heart so that it overlaps the heart. There's like a white heart that's designed, and it's got these little motion lines on the left side of it, and I love that about this title. It seems like it was completely designed for this layout. I can't believe how appropriate it is because those lines suggest movement, right? Like together is the place to be, like going to see your loved one from across the world. Like it's just very perfect. I couldn't resist doing this. So here I am putting 10,000 pop dots on this photo because I need it to pop up because I'm layering chipboard frames underneath of it, and because of that I'm leaving the two sides completely void of any kind of adhesive so that I can stick those chipboard frames in either side. So you'll see I'm going to just show you here that there's free over there and over there, but I don't have any foam tape. I actually bought some foam tape finally. I don't know why I haven't had foam tape in my stash yet, but anyhow, I will soon. But in the interim, I'm just using millions of pop dots when I should be using foam tape. Pardon me. So here I am, and I just wanted to, I'm lining two of the frames with vellum Oh, I apologize for my voice. It seems to be going once again. I've had a bad voice since December 10th, so someday my voice will go back to normal. Anyhow, I'm going to line 2 of these frames in vellum just to make the frames underneath. I'm framing the top ones in vellum so that where they overlap, the frame underneath is just a little bit muted. And that's so that it's not quite so busy. I'm mindful of the fact that I'm layering a lot of embellishments over here on each side, and I just don't want there to be so much going on. I thought about lining them in pattern paper, but that would just be too much. I really want my embellishments to kind of pop out here. So here I am kind of starting from scratch with the clusters of embellishments, but it was kind of speaking to me. I wanted to do it this way. So I didn't even think to look for that other banner. That would have been fine. It would have been nice there, but what I come up with is fine. So here I am just kind of looking through, and I don't know where that banner went to. I seem to be losing stuff every layout I make these days. I lost something in my last layout too, and everybody was pointing it out to me. I feel like to see that trapped space down there in the inside of that heart-shaped frame, or the frame with hearts, with a heart pattern on it. I want something to go there. And this button is kind of cute, but it's not quite what I'm looking for. So then I realized I have these little, and they're kind of like plasticized paper clips. They're not metal, they're plastic. And I thought that would be cute right there. I like the idea of a clip. It's just something different than everything else that's on it. There's already lots of chipboard pieces and lots of sticker pieces. So I just layered a little sticker for a little bit of extra interest. And then here's the On a Journey, which I didn't even realize. It's exactly the same phrase that is missing from the layout on that banner that I outlined. It was blue. I don't know where it went, but I got On a Journey on there anyhow. So now I'm just using my ATG to stick that blue chipboard frame to the other chipboard frame that has hearts on it. I used my tiny attacher just for more for decoration than anything else to stick that heart on the paper clip. And now I'm just adding a couple of foam dots behind this frame to keep it stuck, to keep the space where it's layered on the other chipboard. And now that banner, that dark blue banner, says enjoying the ride. And then the globe I thought was important to be on there because, you know, he traveled to the other side of the world. What a brave thing to do. And the chipboard just wasn't sticking the way I wanted it to, so I added some Tombow Mono Multi adhesive that's super, super sticky glue. So when it dries, it'll be super sticky and it won't go anywhere. So I just put it on the places where it would be sticking to something else. And I used a tiny attacher in the center of the butterfly, more for design than anything else. And then I attached one of its wings with ATG, and then I just put a little foam dot on the other wing. And I didn't attach it. And at first I was going to point this arrow to the couple, and then I decided I'm going to point the arrow to the heart in the meaning, it kind of fits with my meaning of, you know, traveling anywhere for love. Like it doesn't matter where on the globe he's following his heart, as opposed to going to a specific place. So pointing the arrow to the heart kind of fits with that theme. And then there was just a tiny bit of trapped negative space, and I wanted something with a tiny pattern to fill up that space. And that large brad had a really cute floral pattern on it, and so I just stuck it in behind the plastic clip, the yellow plastic clip, so that it just fills up some of the space. I really like that there are little bits of blue showing, like the background paper shows through the frames in a couple of different places over here. It just allows some of those embellishments to breathe a little bit and to not look quite so cluttered. It is quite crowded, like it is a lot of embellishments. So it's a different look for you than some of what I sometimes do this. It's not like totally out of the realm of my layouts, but it is a specific look. So I'm just strategically placing these pop dots. These are Stampin' Up! Pop dots, and I am placing them so that they're not going to land where the red frame is. And for the placement of both of the frames, you'll notice that on both sides, I made one frame be parallel and perpendicular to the set of photos, and then the other frame is just slightly askew. I didn't make all 4 frames be askew, just to kind of, I find that leaving one of the frames be straight, it helps give some order to this layout that really is quite disorderly. In terms of lots of embellishment tucked into different places at angles and stuff. So I think just leaving the one frame on either side, even though they end up being covered up, I think a good part of them are covered up. I think you do still see, your brain sees it, and I think it helps you to, it helps give a bit more of an organized look to this kind of flowy layout. Otherwise flowy layout. So I grabbed these little cute butterflies from my stash. I'm pretty sure they're from Maya Road. The packaging is long gone, but I think they're from Maya Road. And I really like that butterfly there, and I've decided to make this a trio of feathers instead of a pair of feathers. A pair, I was initially going with a pair because, you know, they're a pair, they're a couple in the photo, but I like the 3 better. And then that butterfly looked like maybe it was too dark, but I'm going to go with it anyways. So see, I'm experimenting with different butterflies, and I think the blue one would have looked fine. Maybe a little bit more balanced if I'd gone with the blue one, but the blue one is smaller, and I liked how the black one, or it's black and red, covered the space. I'm adding another butterfly here, and another butterfly over here. Those stick pins are awesome. They just add this cute little pretty detail to a layout. Because they're white, they don't demand your attention the way some embellishments do. They're very subtle and pretty and delicate looking. So the way that I'm putting adhesive on the back side of this darker butterfly is I have, and I just had to put a tiny, tiny bit of foam under that butterfly because it hangs off the side of a chipboard. So the front feather is chipboard and the other 2 are plain stickers. So what am I doing here? Right, so I put adhesive on that butterfly so that the bottom parts of the wings have regular ATG, and then the top parts of the wings have Stampin' Up! Dimensional adhesive. And then this yellow banner just perfectly covers all of the bottom edges of everything there. And I just used some foam adhesive to pop out the 2 kind of flagged ends of that banner. It says spread my wings. And then this says love and adored, I think, but I am going to position it so that all you see is loved. And I'm moving it in a little bit from where it was because it was too overlapped. It was entirely covering the top of that frame, and I want the frame to look like it's a frame. So here I have a little bit of the frame sticking out behind the loved banner, and it just, you know, makes it look like it's a frame. Because it is. So here I'm just placing these. Oh, I'm so nervous about placing these letter stickers. I can't even tell you. I'm like, am I doing it straight? Ugh, it's way more stressful scrapbooking for someone else. And I'm kind of playing around with the way that I could line this up. And so I'm thinking I want it this way, but I'm going to snap a picture and then do it a different way just to compare. And once I compare, I didn't even take a second picture because once I did it the other way, I realized I really like it this way. Again, I'm trying to get this part, and here I am. I'm worried that it's going to be not straight. Oh, it's funny how I couldn't care less when it's my own layout. So putting a little pop dot under one side of that star embellishment that I outlined, and I forgot to glue down this 3rd little butterfly. It's so cute. And the glue dot was sticking to the frame in a place that I didn't want it to, so I'm just kind of moving the glue dot around a little bit. They're pretty forgiving, those glue dots. They're stretchy, so you can move them around a little tiny bit. And now the final touch is going to be these gold hearts that come from the chipboard piece from the I Am collection. And I'm putting 3 up there, 1 down here, and 3 over on this other side that I think I'm going to move it so you can see it a little bit better. So the top and bottom of this layout are quite structured and organized and not very embellished. So that would be the 2 titles. So the main title, Together is the Place to Be, and then the subtitle, I Am Here for a Reason. Those are very structured and organized and linear. And then the center part of the layout is very disorderly and embellished in more of a free form kind of a way, just adding another gold star there. And that not gold star, but that gold heart on the bottom is there because there are 2 embellishments in the top. So those 2 hearts, the one is Brad's, one is a blue Brad and one is a yellow Brad. You can see them right there at the top. So that heart down there balances those 2 up at the top. So this layout is an example of how you can mix linear elements with more free-flowing organic elements to come up with still a cohesive page that uses both approaches. Or at least I think it works. I think it's really cute. I like it. I hope that Chelle likes it. All right. So last thing is that I think I mentioned, I just wanted to stick this part in because I want Chelle to do the journaling for this because I can't even try to say anything about it. I don't think I would do it justice. So I'm thinking about how I can do some type of a journaling add-on. And the I Am collection comes with these amazing journaling pieces. And it doesn't come with it, but you had to buy them separately. They are these really awesome journaling cards that have different interactive elements. And so I took this waterfall journaling pocket, or I guess it's a little booklet, and I'm just going to very minimally embellish it. And I might actually include a little assortment of I Am collection stickers and stuff that Chelle can embellish it even more. I'm going to put something on the front. I felt like I needed just to do something on the front and something on the back, and then I'll leave the insides up to Chelle to embellish or not. She might just want to do some journaling. I thought about doing that, but no, I'm not going to. And I thought about putting one of those flip pages and attaching it to the layout on the outside of the page protector, but instead I'm taking this 5x7 page protector from Becky Higgins, and I'm just trimming off the top of it so that it's got a bit of space, but not too much. And then I'm going to use my fuse tool and put a little pocket, a long, thin pocket of sequins and goodies in that side that I'm pointing to right now. And let her do the embellishing. So here are the photos of this one. It was a lot of fun to do this layout, and I found that as soon as I let go of the idea that it had to be a certain way and just kind of let myself have fun with it, I think it started looking better, and I also started enjoying the process a lot more. So I think that this is a good example of how if you're feeling pressure to do a good job on a layout, sometimes it can really stifle you and cut in on the fun. And we have to remember that scrapbooking is what we do for a hobby. At least most of us are doing it for a hobby. And so it has to be fun, more important than that's more important than anything else. So we talk about these sorts of things on my Facebook group. So if you're interested in joining the group, there's the information for it. Thanks so much for watching, and have a really great scrappy week.